Good morning, DCO Nation. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Chris. I'm with Dead Calm Outdoors, and this morning we are at low tide. The tide is already just starting to come in, and we're going to be fishing pretty much the entire incoming tide this morning. I'm going to be working some topwater first thing this morning. It's springtime, so the topwater comes out. Got a paddle tail, got a shrimp pattern tied on, and we're going to be targeting some flounder, trout, redfish, see what we can pick up. Hopefully, you know, with it being low tide, we can get on maybe a trout and redfish bite first and then work into the flounder. So I'm a little out of breath pedaling. Wow. Should be a nice day today. And guys, let's see what we can get on the line. Here we go. So we're going to start out with the topwater this morning. This is a Head and Spook Junior, and I don't know exactly what the color is. I call it Woody Woodpecker because of the red head, white body. But last week I threw this out right into a creek mouth and picked up a nice 19-inch trout, and that was a ton of fun, man. You almost kind of forget how fun topwater is. So we're going to be zipping this out, and let's see if we can pick something up here this morning. We're just going to kind of fish our way out to where we want to go. Working some topwater in some areas, some creek mouths, some current breaks. A front came through last night, got some pretty good storms, and it's really cooled off. It's upper 50s right now. So I am hoping that this post front didn't shut these fish down. That wasn't the best cast in the world, was it? I'm gonna flip around and go to the area that I wanted to go to first thing. I wanted to try this little spot right here first, just to see if there was anything hitting some topwater. And there's a couple of spots I'll probably stop and pitch this thing around a little bit. But I'm gonna kind of head back to the area that I want to fish today. And so we'll take, you know, a little 5 or 10 minute little run, and we're gonna get back in there and we're gonna get skinny, and we're gonna try to find some reds and maybe some flounder. I put that topwater away, and we're going to go ahead and start kind of getting into it here. So I have a white diesel minnow Z, and it's a 4-inch paddle tail by Z-Man on a 3/16 ounce Texas eye. I know I'm going to be throwing up around a lot of oyster, and so I want to be as weedless as possible with this. I've got it on my 7-foot medium TFO, and so it gives me a little bit more of a backbone to set that weedless hook instead of my medium light. So we're gonna pitch around and maybe just kind of slow roll him, since we're still at, you know, a little bit of a low tide here. Want to work these little oyster beds that are starting to, you know, they're still visible, but they're starting to get covered up with some water. So I want to pitch around any type of structure that's going to be holding bait as possible. And I want to roll it or retrieve it just fast enough where I'm not getting hung up, but I can still kind of feel the bottom. Ooh, that one's a little fresh. Okay guys, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Here is something that I haven't thrown in probably about a year. This is the Salt Strong power prawn. So it's a shrimp pattern. I've got it on a 3/16 ounce trout eye with a little mullet procure, and I'm gonna give this a try. I've thrown around the paddle tail now for, oh gosh, probably about an hour and a half or so, and no hits, no bumps, no nothing. So we're gonna start popping a shrimp off the bottom. I am definitely seeing still a lot of shrimp popping. They're only about an inch and a half, and this may be the ticket here. So we're gonna give this one a try, throw this one around for a little while. There we go, fish on. Yeah, I felt him. Hopefully I got him. That's a flounder. There we go. Skunk is out of the boat with a nice flounder. All right, nice flounder this morning to start out. Okay, Skunk's out of the boat. He is flopping. Maybe that shrimp pattern is the key today. Woo! All right. He is laying in some mud. Boy, he is muddy. What a nice fish. Let's get a nice look at him. Nice fish. You can see he really wanted that power prawn popping off the bottom there. Awesome. So I'm throwing him on the board real quick. He's 15 and a half. So, nice fish to start out the day. All right, let's see if I can't get him. Oh yeah, he wanted out of there. Awesome. Good way to start. Good way to start. Almost lost my bait, but I got it back. Cool. All right, guys, let's keep it going. 15 and a half. Okay, so I worked my way up to another little creek. And in this creek, the current's coming at me. So I'm gonna be working my shrimp with the current, which again is more of a natural presentation. See if we can find another flounder. We're in a little bit of a drought here. Of course, I'm not really too surprised with that front that's kind of pushed through. You know, I knew the fishing was probably going to be pretty tough here today, but we did get the one nice 15 and a half. He was almost a keeper. In South Carolina, they need to be 16 inches. That's good this morning. I'm going to go up into another creek here, and I'm going to pitch around this little shrimp. I've got it on a 1/4 ounce trout eye. I changed up the weight because we're at high tide and everything's a little bit deeper. So I want to make sure I'm down, and I'm targeting some flounder right now. So I want to make sure I'm on the bottom and down. So that's why I changed from 3/16 to a 1/4. There we go, fish on. There we go. That's a flounder. I can feel him. He feels like a good one. Yeah, there he is. Stay down. All right, guys. There we go. Awesome. Boy, that kind of ended a drought. Woo-wee. Let's take a look at him real quick. Yeah, again, probably about another 15-inch fish. That's really good. Okay, nice. Nice fish right there. You can see he's got that shrimp right there. Awesome. Ah! Well, he kicked it out. I guess that's one way to get it out, right, guys? Oh, stop it. He wants out of here. That's one way to get him off the hook. All right, let's get him right back in. There he goes, getting me all wet. So y'all, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna call it a day. Caught a couple of flounder, which is just awesome day. I think they were both 15. The one was 15 and a half, and I'm sure that's pretty much what the other one was. But I started out this morning, I pushed up really shallow because I wanted to see if I could get on some redfish. And I didn't see anything. I paddled around. I got so skinny where the oyster was still exposed and started to work my way out. Well, on the way out, I went ahead and I changed away from that paddle tail and put on a shrimp imitation, which was that Salt Strong Power Prawn. Threw up along a grass line, and man, I don't know if it was like third or fourth cast, something like that. It didn't take too many. And that's when I hooked into my first flounder, that 15 and a half. And good fish, and that was great. And then paddled around again, got into some other little creeks that I don't usually fish very often, and got up into another one, and that's where I ended up hooking into my second one. Again, on the shrimp imitation, that power prawn, and picked up another 15-inch trout, just bouncing them right off the bottom using a 1/4 ounce trout eye. So guys, that was the pattern today. Shrimp right on the bottom. That's what they wanted. I threw around the paddle tail and never even got a sniff. So guys, I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the day. And like always, subscribe, like, leave a comment, all that kind of stuff. And guys, I will see you out on the water. Have a great day.